Trevor, it's been a long wait getting back to the regular season from the West Final. Just what's going through your mind hours away from kickoff?
Yeah, just excitement. It's opening day of the season. I think there's a lot of CFL fans that probably feel that way, and it'll be good. There's a lot of hype around every team, and I feel like every time you hear a team talk, it's like, we got the group to do it this year, and I think everybody feels that way. All 9 teams do. There's a renewed hope every year, and so tomorrow is when the real live bullets start really mattering, and it's kind of just one of those things where you get to put your off-season training to the test. You get to put your weekly prep to the test, and how sharp you are and how good we feel about our offense. You find out tomorrow, and everybody kind of is in that same boat.
You mentioned that everybody around the league is feeling pretty positive in what they've got heading into this season. For you, who've been a part of a lot of teams, you've been in a lot of locker rooms. How does this one stack up for you?
It's up there. It's tough to feel as good as I have about a team that I do this year. A lot of times there's unknowns with new systems, with revamped personnel and whatnot, and we have a lot of continuity here. And we have a tremendous play caller, tremendous system. We've got players that know how to play amongst one another, but every year is a new year, and so we reset tomorrow and we find out where we're at, and then we reassess afterwards. Win, loss, draw, doesn't matter. It's about responding after tomorrow in terms of becoming a better team, regardless of how it goes.
How much have you just been counting down the days until tomorrow since probably November?
I'm the weirdo that counts down until training camp. I love training camp. I just love the fact that it's football all day, every day, and but I also dread training camp because I leave my family for a month as well. So it's a little bit of both. Double-edged ice cream cone per se, or double-edged sword, however you want to look at it. But it's one of those things where you're just excited for tomorrow, obviously, because it matters. But really, I think practice is about the same as games. It's just there's more lights on, and people see your mistakes, they see your great things you do, and people talk about it a lot. I tell people all the time I got a lot of people that have an opinion about my job, and there's good things and bad things about that. But to me, the best thing I can do is just bring glory to Jesus Christ the best way I can.
Is the 1-0 T-shirt another Trevor Harris lithograph project, or?
It's a mindset to me. 1-0 every week, no matter what, and your own 1-0, 5-5, 5-4, 9-0, 0-9. It's 1-0 the following week, and it's just a mindset of more than just like this week. It's go 1-0 today. Have a great day today. And so I've just kind of just really, Mace said that a lot last year, and I was like, I'm gonna make a T-shirt. I made him one too. So.
Trevor, when game planning for Ottawa, how do you determine what they tried to hide or what they showed in coverage in preseason for the defense, and then see how they changed up from last year?
Sure, and we're the same way. Offensively, we're not going to show what we want to do, and coordinators have an identity. He was the co-defensive coordinator with the guy in Toronto last year, and they did a great job. And so we know you don't know who like to do certain things, but the best thing you can do is feel the game out and see what they're going to do. We have an idea, but you never know until tomorrow. And shoot, it's like that all year. Every team's going to have a flavor of the week. The way they play quarterbacks is going to be differently. I know that teams will play systems and quarterbacks, and so to me, it's just about how they're going to play us tomorrow, and we'll find out. But our job is to come out and start fast, regardless of what they do. Take what the defense gives us, shoot it over the head when they allow us to. Be physical, run downhill, stretch the field horizontally, vertically, use screen game, use intermediates, do everything we can to kind of, keep them second guessing. And I'm sure they're probably in the same mindset. They're going to try and get after us and get me off my spot and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a fun football game tomorrow.
How nice is it to be kicking off the CFL season in Regina in front of your home fans?
Yeah, I don't know that I've done this before. Opening game of the season where, you can sort of feel the excitement building up. Every time you go around, town and you're in a store or whatever, people mention it to you. The countdown of the days left, and it's just kind of just reminds you, gives you chills a little bit thinking about when you're younger when the town's shut down, and it's a big deal for the people here. So we're really really excited to play in front of the best fan base in Canada tomorrow.
Trevor, want to know, is that what's going on in the wristbands this year, or is that still another thing to be revealed?
No, we did it today. I just passed them out today. Decisively engaged, and the other one, the other side, Mace is talking this year about we're on the clock, and so to me we put SR time and for Saskatchewan Roughrider time, but I think there's a little bit more to that if you say it fast enough. SR time, and we feel like it's our time to be on the clock, and so hopefully this year is our time.
Trevor, I think year 13 for you, week 1 here. At this point in career, how much do you view legacy and what sort of impact you've had here? Because your name's going to be all over these record books in terms of yardage and everything by the time it's done.
I don't know that I think about that, to be honest. Not the short sighter with that matters, but I think nobody really cares about stats. I've said it before, stats are for losers. I think it's about how you make other people feel and the impact you can kind of leave on people. And I know Pinball used to say all the time, it matters more how you treat people, and they'll remember how you treated them more than what you did. And to me, I think it's about loving your teammates, just giving the game everything you possibly can in terms of effort, attitude, preparation, and just kind of turning over every leaf. And I like to think when I'm done, I've turned over every stone and given everything I had to this game when I'm done. But more than anything, I just want my teammates to know I loved them and lean into one another, because we talked a little bit about that today. Is football is one of the games where you can't do anything alone. Like you need your brothers, you need your teammates, and to me that's what makes it so unique. It challenges you mentally, emotionally, physically, and asks you to be a part of something bigger than yourself. And that's what's just so beautiful about football to me. And in terms of legacy, I think that's just something that people can talk about. But I hope my legacy is that of just unselfish and love my teammates, to be honest.
Justin.
Trevor, you told me that you don't focus on it, but it'd be cool to win MLP. What does an MLP season look like to you? I'm not sure. I know it would be cool because, not very many people get to say that, but I think it just looks like consistently high-level play of, playing the position. And, I feel like I'm capable of playing at a high level every week because I have protection, I have weapons, and I have a great system. I have a great play caller, and so there's no excuse. And I think that, but I couldn't care less. I want this to be the MOT, the most outstanding team this year is really where I'm at. But that would be cool. But obviously, we're all tied for 0 yards at this point, so we'll see how it kind of sorts out. Gino Lewis had told me that there was a little bit of chatter between you and him about him possibly coming here. Was that the case, or how far did that get?
Yeah, I love Gino. When I left Montreal, I was like, man, let's make it the package deal. Let's go somewhere together. And he's like, Trev, I don't know if they got enough cap room for both of us. And so, Gino got paid like he deserved to do so. And I talked with him, every year that I knew I was going to play another year. I, chatted with him, said, hey, if there's a chance, he's just one of those guys, cast a wide net. He can kind of bail you out in certain situations, And he was a really fun guy to play with, and one of the receivers that kind of could change the game for you as a quarterback in terms of making things easier for you. And but yeah, he was a great teammate. I love Gino, but I hope it doesn't work out for him tomorrow.
I don't think I asked you, but is he a superstar receiver, or do you see superstars in the CFL?
The old Ed Hervey and Gino debate. Do I have to get in the middle of this here? He's a superstar in the CFL. There's no question about it. I think if you put a picture up and showed somebody in Canada, who's this? And if they watch football, they're going to be like, oh, it's Gino Lewis. He's a recognizable dude, and he's a tremendous football player. And we're lucky to have him in a league like this. And we have a lot of guys like that with Bo and Zach and, Brady and, Kenny Lawler and Gino and Sam Emelis. We've got AJ. We've got guys here that can, are recognizable people. But in terms of superstar, I guess I don't know how you describe it. I don't know if somebody in Egypt is going to know who I am. But I'm not too concerned about it. As long as they choose me to be the quarterback here, I'm good.
That was awesome.
Trevor, it sounded like, through the lead up to this game, it sounds like continuity, cohesion. They're all the words that you guys are saying. Did it feel like last year was you were pouring the foundation, and now this year you guys are building the house?
Yeah, and I think that's what Corey, Coach Mace, has been big about, was build it last year, build it. And this year we're on the clock. And so we've built a foundation. Now it's time to see what we've done, and hopefully we can make it happen. But we know every week is going to be a tough test, and so it's on us to just go out tomorrow, execute, play some football, and make sure that we're dialed in. But obviously we want to have fun, man. Let's have some fun out there.
Has it been easier through the past month because you guys are so acclimated, not just with each other, but with the system now, and in terms of actually putting it into play? Yeah,
I think we've kind of taken a few steps in terms of, not just wondering what the route and the depths are. It's, where's the void in the zones? What's the leverage? What's the shaving of the route? What's the angle coming out of it? can I manipulate my timing based on the defense and where the free safety and where the halfbacks are located? Those things are kind of the conversations have been happening in training camp for that. And so that's a credit to Mark Mueller. He's just done a tremendous job of allowing us the freedom to chat about those things. And he's just such an intelligent guy that he allows us to kind of talk about those things and see if it fits his eye, because if it doesn't fit for him, then it doesn't fit for us. And so he's done a tremendous job leading us offensively, and we've got guys that I think are in store for having a great year. I think we could have one of those years where we have 4 guys go over 1,000 yards.
Last year, the O-line was, I don't want to say depleted, but a lot of guys were in there in front of you. It's happening already in week 1. How comfortable are you in the pocket right now?
Been here before. That we talked about it this offseason. I think, the bad thing about starting 14 guys on the O-line is you had to start 14 guys. The good thing is you got a lot of faith in a lot of those guys. And, we're left tackle tomorrow. Clifford, the big red dog, we have a lot of faith in him. He's had a tremendous camp, and no, I'm not. There's no flinching for me up front. I'm very excited about tomorrow. I know those guys will do a great job. They have a physical D line, and I know they'll have great blitz packages with Darius and Robert and and Jovan and all those guys. And so we're excited about tomorrow. It's gonna be fun to tee it up, but yeah, you don't want to miss tomorrow. Obviously, season opener, 2 great teams. I see a lot of people picking Ottawa to come out of the East this year, so it'll be a fun test for us.